Originally, our whole company started to hedge either the Canadian dollar or the US dollar against the peso. But now in Mexico, there are heavily dollarized markets, meaning Cabo or San Miguel, a ton of stuff is sold in dollars. But there's also a ton of Canadians buying stuff in Mexico. So those Canadians, even if they're buying something in US dollars, they're still exposed to the currency fluctuations between the Canadian dollar and the US dollar. Well, in the past, those currency swings haven't been so dramatic. They haven't been that concerned about it. But now even the Canadian dollar and the US dollar is super volatile. So, our last 3 clients have been Canadians who are buying something in US dollars in Mexico. They were so worried about the currency fluctuation between the US dollar and the Canadian dollar that now they've used us to hedge those currencies, not necessarily the Canadian dollar to the peso, but the Canadian dollar to the US dollar. I never thought that that would be something that we would be doing. I always thought it would be US dollars or Canadian dollars to the peso. But because markets are heavily dollarized in Mexico, certain markets, now we've done a lot of hedging between the dollar and the Canadian dollar.